Everyday superpower where we talk body language, relationships, game, everything in between. I got some good game for you today. Some empowering game, some real game. This isn't nonsense, to say the least. This is really good stuff, and I know this wholeheartedly through my own personal journey and experience, right? There is incredible power and benefit in not being the best, in not being the top of the ladder, in not being the dominant force, in not being the leader, in being what society deems the weaker position. Nah, it's all dynamic. And it's about how you perceive your position, how you play your position, and how you find and garner and understand room to maneuver in your position in life and in hierarchies and in social groups and in friend groups and so on and so forth. Over here, we get sold a dream that we need more tenants' rights and the landlord is this, that, and the third, and the landlord has a right to be abusive to tenants, and people get walked all over and this and that. And that's because we reside in a pimp game. Now pay attention to what I'm about to say, and I'm gonna cross collaborate this concept with a few different environments, right? We reside in a pimp game, and that is, we need to understand, when it comes to a pimp game, it's a trio. You've got pimp. For the sake of what we're talking about, we'll put pimp in top position, pimp position. We've got the hoe, which is underneath the pimp, but that hoe is above the trick or the John, right? Essentially, we've got the corporate brand, the corporate entity, or the CEO. We've got the salespeople, and we've got the consumers, right? This is an ecosystem that all works together. It's not one person abusing the other person abusing the other person. Each and every person serves a purpose, and the system wouldn't work given that one person didn't do their job. Okay? It's good having a brand like Walmart, but if you've got nobody selling products, the company doesn't work. And if you've got nobody consuming the products, the company doesn't work. And if you don't have management looking over the place, ensuring that everything's running smoothly and dialing in the numbers and ensuring that things aren't, going shipshape. Well, things aren't going, you tell me, things aren't going to shit, to be honest. Then things, are going to be a problem. It's a trio. Now, the man going and paying for pussy, right? He's looked at as a bad person. He's looked at as a weak person. But he has a power that he could shut the electricity off on boss man's house. Pimp can't pay his bills if the trick doesn't give the money to the hoe, right? The tenant has rights. And I digressed there. I was just laying out this image, which applies to any hierarchy of sorts. It's all a pimp game, right? The pimp doesn't want to give the information that the pimp knows down the ladder, because that information will be utilized against the pimp, and the pimp will be diminished in stature and in value, right? If the hoe knows how the pimp operates, knows where he lives, knows his problems, knows his issues, knows his shortcomings, his insecurities, suddenly he's not the larger-than-life entity he portrayed himself out to be initially, right? And this applies to relationships, right? This is no different to your general relationship, right? He's now human. He's now no different to the man buying the pussy on the street, because she identifies, oh shit, wait a minute. He needs him, and if I cut off him, then I can essentially manipulate the pimp into being my hoe, because now I've shut off his money source because I am working as the middleman. So the hoe understands her value, knows her space, knows her power, knows how she can maneuver. The pimp doesn't want her knowing that information. The pimp doesn't want the trick knowing that information. The hoe doesn't want the trick knowing that information on her and how she works and how blah blah blah, because he can run game on her. The landlord's the boss, yeah, until you understand your rights as a tenant. And trust me, there's a lot of them, until you know what the landlord can and can't do legally speaking, and so on and so forth. Reapply that into the workplace, into the corporate sector. You're working a job, you hate your supervisor, you hate your boss. But you know they're being less than legal in some elements, and trust me, this is the sort of shit where I gotta wear a belly for, right? Because I'm going to drop you some real game. Given you know who you are and know your rights and know what you are actually capable of, because you have to understand and learn this yourself, either through others or through your own understanding and establishing a education on where you place in the hierarchy and in the structure of things. They're not going to give you this information, because why are they going to provide information to you as a subordinate that minimizes who they are and gives you space to screw them if you want? You work at any workplace, you'll go work at a warehouse. In 1 month, you'll have come across so many clear health and safety issues that you could make a note of, that you could verbalize along the line at some point. Oh, excuse me, I don't think that should be there. That could be a problem, that. And then when it does become a problem and you just happen to be involved in that issue, you know, as a victim, you don't need a job no more, because you can sue the whole fucking firm. If you're a woman, whether you have a man directing this who sees the game, or whether you've got your head screwed on and you're a woman and you're in a workplace, how long is it going to be until a supervisor comes along and starts speaking a little too funny, you know? Maybe you're luring him on a little bit. Maybe you're indirectly garnering his attention, giving him a feeling that things are going in a different direction with you. And then you get a sexual harassment case to put towards this firm. You get the proof, you make the notes. People say that being a subordinate and being this, that, and the third is a bad place to be in. You just don't understand where you are. When it comes to politics, people look at the Prime Minister, people look at the President, they're the spokespeople, they're the face. But who is second in command? Who's around them? Who's pulling the strings and whispering into the ears of these people and having them at the forefront, taking the bullet for them? They say heavy wears the crown, right? You need to understand where you are and the benefit of such. Yeah? It's not always cookies and cream when you are perceived as in a higher position than the next person. No. There's not as much leeway. There's not as much space for maneuver. You become entrapped, right? In a workplace, the moment you go from salesperson to supervisor, now you're wedged between the manager and the salesperson. You become stuck in the sandwich. You're getting attacked from all sides now. For what? Pennies. Seriously, for pennies. They've said, congratulations, you're getting 50 pence more an hour. For that? Let me read my note. Understand where you are. This is an empowering discussion here today. If you come from a poverty-stricken background, understand that you can establish a momentum, an upwards-facing momentum, 100-fold, 100 million-fold, a compounding interest upon that momentum. Once you start to get the ball rolling, that will have you crush any opposition that reside in this nepotistic, daddy and mummy gave me security standpoint. Honestly. You'll have your ears and eyes fine-tuned to getting what you deserve and what you need. You'll have information and education from a streetwise perspective through a position of necessity that just didn't come as a want for those who already had it. Yet we look at them and we feel some degree of envy. We all share one thing in common, and that's we're all going to the same place. We all share the same timeline. Don't go getting lost and confused on the materialistic nonsense that this world tries to shove in your face. The material plane is short-sighted. You need to have a further sight than that and acknowledge a reality above and beyond that which is. Now let me have a look at my notes. I've written, find strength in weakness. Know that everything is balanced. Tenants' rights, subordinates' rights. The position of the underdog, right? Why are people attached to the underdog? People love the underdog. The poverty-stricken. The second hands to the kings and queens. We're all heading in the same direction. Don't judge everything by material success or income. I'm in a position in life where I'm around a couple of people with money, to say the least. Do you know how many stupid people have got a lot of money? I swear to God. It could be gone in an instant. But when you don't come from it and you get it, it's not gone in an instant. Because you know what it's taken to get that. Look at your position, look at where you are. Understand that there's power in weakness. There's power in submittance. There is a duality to all things. Men are obsessed with dominance or the idea of it. People buy products in relation to dominance. Oh shit, I need to watch this. This is about dominating. This is about being a dominant man. Do you know, I seen a funny meme the other day about, you know what I mean? Don't worry, bro. You don't need the 48 laws of power, you know what I mean, when you're in fucking McDonald's. Which is the truth, innit? It's like people love the idea of this shit, but it's just... If you don't understand, assess, and undertake your own route into things, when you don't forge your own path, it's all been done before. You're going to hit a glass ceiling. You're not going to go nowhere. Everyone's obsessed with dominance in the realm of masculinity. You're ever so powerful to the same degree in the submissive position. You just dared and accept that, acknowledge that, and look at that. Because it's been sold to you as a position of weakness by those who hold the dominant position, who don't want to give you the information that you have a mirror of power to them. It's a game of chess. I'm signing out. Peace.